college, even as a college dropout. I've had some college, and Jim's in my income, it's not too shabby. Yet I'm often the least formally educated and probably one of the poorer people of most of the decision-making tables at which I have a seat. Where are the people most negatively impacted by race and poverty? Where's the Latino community, the Native American community, the other underrepresented communities? What does their absence say about our commitment as a community to changing the status quo? Third, as we're getting everybody to the table, what are we doing to learn how to work through the differences that inevitably arise when you bring people together? As a member of Occupy Rochester, I realized that I needed to learn more and better ways of working with people. I chose to study the principles of nonviolence, and I've tried to incorporate those principles into my life. I've trained in restorative justice, restorative community circles, peace circles, learning as much as possible to arm myself with the tools to keep people at the table, or to at least handle conflicts in a way that leaves the door open for people to return to the table when those conflicts inevitably arise. Our age-old behaviors of territorialism, arguing, drawing lines in the sand, bad-mouthing, ego-tripping, stalemating, shutting out, and walking away have set our community back decade after decade after decade. And I didn't want to contribute to that kind of environment. So the question is, what are we doing, each of us, to figure out how we can constructively resolve our conflicts? And it doesn't matter who you are, because without the tools to work with others, differences around race and ethnicity, income, education, gender, sexual orientation, culture, the differences in power, all those things are going to keep us shooting ourselves in our big collective foot. We're all at different places on this journey of creating a community, creating a world that works for all of us. I've yet to meet the person who has all the answers or who has all the necessary skills. But if we don't want to keep imploding, it seems to stand to reason that each of us should learn how we can better understand and respect others, especially those with whom we disagree, if we intend to work together. So I believe there's a role for every person in this community to play in the work towards social justice. And as I begin to close, I would suggest let's get to solutions more quickly. And let's provide resources long enough for promising efforts to have time to work. Let's get everybody to the table, not for simply the diversity of having a diverse table, but let's do it in an inclusive way that recognizes everyone's contribution to the whole. Insist on the participation somehow of the underrepresented and the unrepresented, and help make it happen. Help get them to the table. And take a look at yourself and decide what you need to do to be able to address conflict in a constructive way. It's not just somebody else's responsibility. It's very easy for us to think that it's someone else's work, but it really begins with each of us. Be an advocate. If you're at the table, be an advocate for the absent voices, voices with which you need to be familiar. Advocate in your circles where you might find more receptive hearts and minds. Be present. Be a witness at those places and times when when injustice occurs. And stand up. Stand up in court with the brothers and sisters who are receiving the short end of justice because of their race or income. Be visible at the rallies and the protests to say, sometimes to yell, that we won't tolerate injustice.
Right.
That's right.
We will not stand by while black and brown and poor people
That's right.
are criminalized,
That's
killed, displaced, evicted, or poorly educated.
That's right.
We have in our presence tonight Elizabeth McGriff. Just stand and sit, please, Elizabeth. Right here in the front. That was very quick. Elizabeth is one of our staunchest members of Take Back the Land Rochester. She was evicted about a month ago, and she is fighting to stay in her home. And these are times when we need to be visible and vocal about the injustices that are being inflicted upon people, good upstanding citizens, humans, our fellow humans in this community.